And sometimes I'm in class and I'd be talking with the class, and they're a very scholarly class, one of the top classes in our history for really students who could have been up here on the stage for valedictory or salutatory and honors. And Ashley is the one that came out on top. Ashley, though, the deeper you went into any work of literature, the more, she wasn't usually very demonstrative. She's a pretty quiet student. But every once in a while, I would say something, and I can say things that my family knows this more than anybody, can really make eyes glaze over at some points. You know, they're fun for me, but not for anybody else. And it was always interesting to me that the deeper I went, the more I could get Ashley to smile. So, Ashley, please come forward. Let's have a round of applause for valedictorian.
Good afternoon, family and graduates of the class of 2020. I would like to begin with a Bible verse that is very fitting for the time we are living in. Proverbs 27:1 says, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring." This verse perfectly captures the change that's taken place in our lives over the past few months. A few months ago, none of us expected a virus to take over our lives. None of us ever thought our senior year would end this way, and none of us wanted it to. But despite that, we still did it. We made it to graduation. Despite doing the last quarter of the year on Zoom, presenting our senior theses online, and struggling to overcome senioritis, which does still extend to a graduation speech, we still finished. Even though this day looks different than we expected, we should be proud of our hard work to get here. But we would not be here without the people who've been with us every step of the way, supporting us, praying for us, and loving us since the first day we stepped into the hallways of Veritas, cute little kindergartners. Sadly, our teachers are unable to be with us in person today, but I know that many of them are watching from home. So I would like to say thank you to all of the teachers for putting up with our class for so many years, from Mrs. Lake in kindergarten to all of our teachers during senior year. Thank you for the parties, game days, and bakery trips. Thank you for all the lessons you've taught us and the wisdom you've imparted to us to help us succeed in the future. Thank you for helping us to overcome our weaknesses and discover our strengths and passions. Thank you for the role you've played in impacting us and shaping us into the young men and women we are today. Thank you to my family for loving and supporting me every day and just wanting me to do my best, even when I didn't think my best was good enough. Thank you for encouraging me to follow my dreams and never give up. Thank you to the families of each of my classmates for loving and supporting your children and sending them to Veritas to receive a wonderful education and be part of such a loving community. All of you have been our teachers as well, and I thank you for everything you've done in helping us become who we are. And lastly, thank you to the class of 2020. We've been through a lot together over the years. We started off as little kindergartners and first graders who dressed up as Native Americans and recited poems about purple cows. As we grew older, we had class parties where we played catch the flag in the rain or sat laughing around a campfire. We played games in the backs of buses on the way home from school field trips. We had a shaving cream battle behind the school and played tag in the rain in Central Park. But it wasn't all fun and games. We participated in challenging omnibus discussions, completed labs and experiments in chemistry and physics, and somehow managed to survive researching, writing, and presenting our senior theses, with a little bit of help from Mrs. Nisley's candy jars. And along the way, we grew into loving, serving, thinking young men and women. I want to thank each one of you for everything you've taught me, every moment you've made me laugh, and for being a part of my life during my years at Veritas. Many of you know that I have a deep love of stories. My love of stories has caused me to think of each of our lives as a story. And just as characters in a story may have a plot twist suddenly thrust upon them, we've had a plot twist in our own story. These last couple months were supposed to be the climax of our time at Veritas, but they didn't look anything like we always expected they would. It's okay to be sad about what we lost, but it's also important to remember what we have and to not forget the lessons we've learned during our time at Veritas. I've learned many things at Veritas and during the last couple months of quarantine, but one thing stands out, and that is that time is precious. We always think we have so much of it when we don't. time with our family, time with our friends, time with the people we love, doing the things we love, and the places we love. Someone once told me that time is the most valuable commodity in the world because once it's gone, there is nothing you can do to get it back. You can never buy more time. We spend so much of our lives either looking forward to what will come one day or looking back and wishing we could change the past. But we do this at the expense of the present. We forget to slow down and take advantage of the beautiful little moments in our lives. Looking back on my senior year and all my time at Veritas, I wish I had taken advantage of every moment. Now, knowing how everything ended, if I could go back, I would spend more time cherishing those little moments. I would put more time and energy into relationships. But even though we can't go back and change the past, we can use what we've learned during our time here to shape our future. Going forward, I encourage each of you to build up the relationships you have and take advantage of the moments right in front of you. God has a reason for everything that happens in our lives. He had a reason for placing each one of us here with each other for so many years, and though I wish I had more time with all of you, I'm so thankful for the time we did have. Though our time at Veritas is at an end, we have an exciting new time ahead of us. As we move forward into college and beyond, we may think we have our futures all planned out. But while some things may go the way we planned, some things won't. But the last couple months have taught me that sometimes God's plan is to destroy our plan. And in the moment, we might not see any reason for it. But we have an assurance that God's plan is better than our plan, and that He holds our entire future in His hands. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." We follow a God that is bigger than our senior year, bigger than the coronavirus, bigger than anything that happens in our lives. Just as He has guided us through years at Veritas, He will continue to guide and protect us every moment for the rest of our lives. I urge you, as you go forward from here, no matter where life takes you, never forget His sacrifice and His love. Never forget to show His love to others every moment of your life. Because even though we have an eternity in heaven, we only have a limited amount of time to show God's love in this world. Take every moment captive and use it to glorify God. I want to say thank you to all of you again for the memories, the laughs, and the love I have experienced at Veritas. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. As I end, I feel like this speech would not really be my speech if I failed to include a Lord of the Rings reference. So I would like to leave you with a piece of advice from the wizard Gandalf. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us.